I think we all understand that one of the key pieces of any good training program is the aircraft itself. It's got to be able to be an aircraft that can be used to teach fundamentals to the students, right? And you are flown about every Bell product down here, and you spent your whole career basically in an OH-58, which is really, it's the Bell 505, but 15 years ago, right? So maybe just highlight a little bit about the aircraft and your knowledge of that aircraft and why it makes a great fundamental trainer.
So the Bell 505 really builds on our legacy aircraft trainers, whereby it has a higher inertia rotor system. That does is in emergency procedures training, such as auto rotations, it gives the student much more time to react to an engine failure, a simulated engine failure, and set themselves up for success in a landing by flaring and cushioning the aircraft. The Bell 505 also separates itself from others because it provides a Garmin 1000 cockpit whereby they can use a more modern system rather than the days of the old gauges all over the aircraft. They also learn to have a good cross-check all in one place. It also provides training for emergency procedures such as hydraulics failures, fixed pitch settings, also known as stuck pedals. It trains on phenomena such as loss of tail rotor effectiveness. So yeah, so those are some of the things that really make the Bell 505 a great trainer. And I think it's also important to note that there are several countries that are currently using the 505 as a trainer.
Matt, I know you've done a few auto rotations in the Bell 505, and obviously they don't do that now today in IRW due to the aircraft. So this is like a real change for what we've seen, though we all went through the course where it was. But you've done it. Tell us a little bit about, what you can expect.
Sure. There's a lot of conversation about auto rotations, and it's not really that the Army is having issues or challenges with aviators not being able to do auto rotations necessarily, but it's really, in my mind, it's the lack of giving student and young aviators the ability to fully exercise that aircraft, fully exercise those controls, and doing emergency procedures and non-standard maneuvers. That's what really allows them to build those skills. And so when I look at the 505 and we're talking about that high inertia rotor system, and I put on my Army SP hat, I think about a student that I've given a simulated engine failure to, and watching and waiting for that student to react properly. I'm not in a tremendous hurry. I can let that student diagnose and react accordingly with ample time to react. So that's a really tremendous feature of the 505. I think of all the aircraft I've ever flown, the 505 is the most forgiving auto rotation aircraft out there.
Just driving the point home that it's really not so much about the auto rotations as it's about the stick and rudder skills and the decision making of what they're doing in the aircraft. That's kind of some of what the Army has experienced a loss in, is that decision making based on a feel for what the aircraft is actually doing, what's happening with the aircraft right now, being able to identify what's happening with the aircraft right now, and then being able to apply appropriate actions to what the aircraft is doing right now.
And I'll just add one word to that. It also adds confidence, right? So not only were they able to demonstrate the capability to do that, but they become confident in doing that, and confidence goes a long way.